Hello once again and welcome to Citiuation Room on Citi TV. It's a show that projects into the big issues relating to our elections and politics. We are counting down to election 2024. We are in a new month. In case you're not aware, you have been busy celebrating the holidays. You don't know. We are in April. In a very few months to come, we're going to go to the polls on a settled. We're going to vote on December 7 and all the way to December 9 or 10 when the Electoral Commission says it's going to declare the president-elect and the candidate. Will be here with you to share with you all the information we have, also give you the updates that are necessary on the Citiuation Room here on Citi TV. My name is Umar Rusanda Amadu, and as usual, I do this with my sidekick, Sami Weafi, who is our correspondent at the presidency. And like I always remind you, he is with the president 24/7, 24-hour economy. He's with the president. Sami, how is President Akufo-Addo doing?
He's well.
Are you sure he's well?
He's very okay.
He's not stressed with all the doom so.
He's well. He held a meeting with the players in the industry, I think 2 or 3 days ago. If you're aware, there's a decision to cut supply to our neighboring countries, Burkina Faso and Ivory Coast, so we can feed the local markets more or less with the recent doom so. So if you're aware, that decision has been taken, and the people in Burkina and Ivory Coast are unhappy with it. I understand he will meet the presidents of those 2 countries and resolve those particular matters.
So it's essentially, if I am not satisfied, I cannot give you food. So wait until I sort myself out. It means the matter has reached critical level. And I think the IPPs are very excited
about it.
Yeah.
But here VRA is not happy with it because that's where VRA gets a chunk of its income.
Income so
from cutting supply from that side,
you lose money.
Be a problem. Yeah. But still, the president is meeting those 2 countries.
We have to find a way around, because I mean, even with that, we still are having power challenges. This morning when I was leaving the house, the power was out, and I'm sure it will be off till in the evening. And then if you are lucky and it stays like that, cool. Otherwise in the evening it may go off, and then you sleep in Lachan Chabos and Charlie, it shall be well. But we'll manage. Anyway, welcome. I hope the week has been good.
It's been good. Easter had a bit of rest here and there. And congratulations to you. We had the news.
You have to bow before me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you
I hear you are now Nene. Nene, tell me about it.
Nene Odeopio.
Meaning?
Meaning Osia Deyo or talking adu.
So let me bow.
You will live long. You want land or you want Don't worry, I'll give you land in Asuchari. But indeed, I'm grateful to the people of Charlie, the people of Asuchari. And again, it's not mine. I mean, it's the work that we do here at Citi FM and Citi TV. Before Citiuation Room, you do remember we used to have this flood situation report that we do here. At 3 p.m. Apioko would host us. We're telling the stories of the flood situation since the Akosombo Dam spillage happened, the devastation in Mefe. Everybody was talking about Mefe. Until one day, Bernard said, listen, go to the Dangbe land and see what's happening there. We got there and realized that the devastation is there too. And so they decided, let's reward you for the work you did. They gave me a plaque and then decided to make me Youth Development Chief for Asuchari, for which I'm very honored and privileged.
Congratulations.
But, I mean, it's a Citi TV credit. Yeah. We always do relevant things for people here, and we'll keep doing that.
Charlie.
It's very necessary, very necessary. So we'll move on and tell you what we are discussing today on the Citiuation Room. When we come back, please stay with us. You're welcome back. This is the Citiuation Room on Citi TV. Before I roll out the topic for discussion today, Sami, let's look at the running stories of the day. In fact, the president appointed Deputy Minister for Trade as Deputy Minister for Finance. The Member of Parliament for Aisu, Dr. Stephen Amwa.
The former CEO for Maslock.
I think it's a position many people had thought he would go to. I'm sure he even thought himself he was going to go there.
He's been lobbying for that position for long.
Don't say it in public. Don't say it I saw him dancing some Jama Bipan.
I'm told that particular video was somewhere in 2018 or 2020 when he school. In an intercourt in the Ashanti region.
It fits him properly.
He took part in this whole Jama.
Short man, when they jump to Jama. He was, when he jumps, I mean, quite short, but when he jumps, he's able to go 1 foot high.
It's really a funny video. It's really a funny video.
But it's a beautiful one. It just shows his other side. And I think Sika is a happy, funny, interesting guy. He's going to finance now, an area that he's always said that he has expertise on.
Already,
So we'll see what he can help Dr. Amin do within the next few months before the expiration of the Akufo-Addo government. But apart from Sticker's reshuffle, and he will not need vetting because he's a deputy minister moving to another deputy ministry. So it's not going to be vetted. There's another reshuffle that has just come through.
Well, the president has also made some changes to his government. That has to do with regional ministers. So basically, a statement signed by Mr. Eugene Ahin, Director of Communications of the Presidency, and it says, President Akufo-Addo reshuffles regional ministers. And I read with your permission, Sandra. It says, the President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has taken or undertaken the following changes to regional composition of his government. Effectively or immediately, the Upper East Regional Minister, Honorable Stephen Yakubu, will resume or assume the role of Upper West Regional Minister. Similarly, the Upper West Regional Minister, Hafiz bin Sali, will become the new Upper East Regional Minister. These changes are part of President Akufo-Addo's ongoing efforts to ensure effective governance across the country and has tasked the ministers to work tirelessly to promote the welfare and development of the people of the Upper East and the Upper West regions, respectively. Signed by Eugene Ahin, Director of Communications at the Presidency. So what it means is that, Sandra, the two regional ministers have been swapped. So Yakubu, who was the Upper East Regional Minister, now moves to the Upper West region. And then Ben Sali was the Upper West Regional Minister, moves to the Upper East region now as regional minister.
So, you know what saddens me about this reshuffle? It's not about the personalities, it's not about the decision. What saddens me is that in 1982, Jerry Rawlings decided that let's do decentralization, and he created Upper West region out of Upper region. It used to be Upper region. The capital of Upper East is Bolgatanga. The Upper West capital is Wa. We don't have a third road that connects the two capitals, so that it is better for you to leave Bolga, come all the way down to Tamale, go through Damongo, climb to Fofosa Sola Fufuso, and then go up to Gwa. It's a better option than to connect between Bolga. And if you know the map of Ghana, Bolga is somewhere here, and then Y is somewhere here. There could be a straight road there, but it doesn't. So you have to then come all the way down here and then climb up because the road is bad. And it's something that really, really is a big problem for me, that we are trying to do decentralization, and yet we can't do something as small as that. And that was why I had difficulties when, in 2018, the president was going to create new regions. I said that the youngest region in Ghana as of that time was the Upper West region, and it appears to be the poorest of the regions. If you go to Upper West region, road infrastructure completely gone.
Definitely.
Even physical infrastructure, a lot of things are really a problem. So for me, the sad news whenever I hear Upper East and Upper West is connectivity. I really hope that something proper will be done. The road that goes through Tumu to enter the Upper West region, it should be done. That aside, a reshuffle where a minister is moved from one region to another is not new. I remember President Mahama did
even
that.
Under Rawlings.
So the last time Mahama did it, moving, or was it Mills, where you moved at the time,
Lion. It was then John Mills, the late president. From Greater Accra, I think the Volta region,
And then I think Julius Debra was moved.
Was then the Eastern region, it was one of the upper regions.
So that happens. It's normal for regional ministers to be rich. But what I'm suspecting is that the president is having a difficulty handling the situation in Boko. So maybe he thinks that if I bring Bin Salia from Upper West, he may not be directly in any way related to the conflict in Boko. And so we bring in there. Because a lot of the time you receive reports about people in Boko who are suspicious of the regional minister.
Too much mistrust.
And he's chairman of the Regional Security Council. So it becomes a bit problematic. So I don't know. I am just expecting that maybe that's why the president did the movement. But wait to see what they are going to do. They still have a few months to go. We don't know if he's going to do another reshuffle. I thought he was done with the reshuffle.
No, I told you that some time back that he's not done. He'll be doing a lot more of this.
We are tired.
And he's been more, apart from ministers, a lot of CEOs are also going to get involved.
Tell him that we are the one who said one
chairs and the rest are all going to be. Because in recent time, you heard about changes at the GRA and the likes, you know, TOR and the rest. So a lot of these things are going to happen before December.
So we should be seeing more.
We'll see more of this.
Let's talk about the agenda we have for the show today, and it has to do with the by-election that's coming up in the Ejisu constituency of the Ashanti region. It is a sad reason that we are having that by-election. Dr. John Kuma, a very good friend, unfortunately passed on early March, and after having suffered a short illness. Now, the House of Parliament, through the Speaker, has not declared the seat vacant yet. Because what happens in practice and in law is that the Speaker would have to declare the seat vacant, write to the Electoral Commission chair and say that this seat is vacant, organize elections to replace the person. That has not happened. But the NPP is very active on the ground and is busily preparing to do an election to choose a candidate ahead of that by-election. It's very critical that NPP is doing this because now that John Kuma is no more, the House of Parliament is properly divided into two. 130, okay, it's actually 130, is less than one, is less than two now. So it's 137 NDC, 136 MPP. So MPP is technically in minority now, except that the NPP, former NPP MP, who is an independent MP, is now caucusing with the MPP side. Because of that, they have 137 as a majority group. If they didn't have him, they would have been the minority today, and the NDC will have more numbers. What that means, and based on the court's decision, if the independent candidate, who is also a speaker, is presiding, there will be 136 MPP MPs on his right-hand side. There will be 137 NDC MPs on his left-hand side. If there's any issue that there's going to be a vote, according to the Supreme Court now, he, the man sitting, can also vote. So he can vote with the MPP. MPP will get 137 votes. NDC will get 137 votes. But per the standing orders of Parliament, where a motion is brought on vote and the vote is pepe, or there's bracket, or there's everybody gets the same vote.
Equal numbers.
That motion is lost. What that means is that if they brought ministers and said, we're going to approve ministers. Okay, as many as are in favor say aye, the people say aye, this people say no. The speaker says, I heard the no people. Somebody challenges, say, okay, let's vote. If they go through secret ballot, 137 for MPP, 137 for NDC, that motion is lost. So the MPP needs an MP in Ejisu as urgently as yesterday, considering all these issues happening with the Speaker of Parliament versus the President, all this back and forth. They need their numbers in the chamber first of all before they can even do anything. Because right now, they could actually have summoned. So a certain percentage, I think 15% of MPs can decide to write to the Speaker and say, Mr. Speaker, we want you to recall the House. Let's do the business of the President's nominees. But if they did that, they don't have the numbers. So I'm guessing that's why Sami, the NPP, is doing what it is doing. I don't know, but because it's almost like they are going ahead.
They're running even ahead of the Electoral Commission, which is supposed to officially announce a date for the by-election.
But the EC has not been told.
But then the argument the NPP leadership will make is that let's prepare and wait for the EC. So by the time the EC will just blow the whistle, we already have our candidates. The NPP will have a candidate already and just wait for the date for the EC to declare. And then by that time, they are not now going to go through the process of electing a parliamentary candidate for this by-election. They'll have their candidates already. And then when the time comes, straight up, they are good to go.
And they needed to do again because Ejisu is an MPP seat, right?
It's a crucial seat for the MPP.
So MPP would win. Okay, let's say MPP will win, but most likely MPP will win that seat because of history, because of the figures and all of that.
The MPP will, because the NDC says it's not even considered. Or have not even taken a decision yet as to whether to fill the candidate.
Oh, no, they will.
The Deputy General Secretary, Gbandi, had told us on record that they are now going to take a decision whether to fill the candidate or not.
Really?
So for now, they've not taken a decision.
In an election year, you get a vacant seat to go and do propaganda. You won't go.
Maybe from past history, what happened in Kumeu, the NDC didn't perform well. And they know very well that Ejisu is a stronghold of the NPP. Whatever they do, they may want to keep that resources for the main election that want to contest in the by-election.
Oh, no. Go and do it. And then if you win,
their decision is that they will consult further the leader of the party and then they will take a decision. But for now, they haven't taken a decision. Even though they have a candidate for that constituency, they are yet to take a decision whether to run for this particular by-election or not. I think it's only the PNC that has come out to say that.
No, CPP.
CPP rather, sorry.
CPP.
Has come out to say that they're indeed going to contest this particular by-election.
Interesting.
But for the NDC, they haven't taken a decision yet.
Well, so it's going to be a long process. Until Parliament comes back, the Speaker cannot formally declare the seat vacant. And when he does, he will write then to the Electoral Commission. And so we don't know. And the MPP has targeted April 13 to choose a candidate. So they will start doing their campaign and waiting. If it was a number of a few months than 6 before election 2024, there would have been no need for a by-election there. But now there will need to be a by-election and they'll wait to see. But while that was happening, as many as 12 people have expressed interest in wanting to be the parliamentary candidate there. As we speak, 9 people have picked up forms and they are on the process of submitting the forms. We'll be going to Hafiz Tijani in a bit. He's our correspondent in the Ashanti region. One person who showed up and who is generating a lot of headlines is former GFA President Kwesi Nyantechi. and of course, a number of other people who are running for that particular slot. So that's what we're going to talk to you about now. Who and who in the NPP is seeking to replace John Kuma as the NPP PC and by extension the NPP MP for that constituency. Sami, just walk us through the list briefly before we go to Hafiz.
So as at now, as we speak, Sandra, 9 people have filed their nomination successfully. Nomination closes today at 5 p.m. The party will close nomination in that constituency. For now, 9 people. Number 1 on the list is Dr. Evans Dia, who is a lecturer at the Akintin Apiamenka University of Skills Training and Entrepreneurship Development. The next one is Mr. Kwesi Yantechi, the former president of the Ghana Football Association, whose nomination really has more or less generated a lot of debates within the Ghanaian politics. There's also lawyer Kwabena Boateng, who is the former second vice chairperson of the Ejisu constituency. There's also lawyer Portia Echampo Abronye, who is the wife of the Bono regional chairman of the NPP, known as Abronye DCE, a very popular guy within the NPP circles and the NPP within the Bono area. There's also Abna Pokua Amwa, who is the Ashanti Regional NPP Women's Campaign Manager. There's also Helena Mensah, who is the presiding member of the Ejisu Municipal Assembly. There's also Kakari Mensah, who is the former assembly member for the Uno electoral area. There's also Mame Ya Abuaji, who was a former deputy director of communications for the NPP, currently a consultant within the petroleum sector. And there's also Aaron Prince Dia, who is a former assembly member for the Eshumampong electoral area, all within the Ejisu constituency. So as we speak, 9 people have filed their nomination to contest in the by-election on the ticket of the NPP. We don't know that others are going to file because nomination closes at 5 p.m. today. When that is done, the more or less the leadership of the party in the region, chaired by Chairman Wuntumi, and the second vice chair of the party within the national space, who is chairperson of this whole process, will bring nomination to an end. The party already has set a date for the nomination. But then after all this, they're going to go through vetting. After filing of this, the party will go through vetting. We've heard Chairman Wuntumi say that they will talk to some of them to rescind their decision because they do not want any issues of disunity ahead of the primaries. Want to talk to some of them to step down for others to go. So that's the process. We'll wait at 5 p.m. to see how many people have filed. Already we have 9, and then wait for the 13th of April.
So 5 p.m. is just less than 2 hours away. Let's go to Kumasi, the Ashanti regional capital. Hafiz Tijani is joining us. Okay, so Hafiz is actually here. Forgive me, I'm confused. Hafiz, Ramadan Kareem, how are you doing?
I'm well, Sandra. How are you doing?
I'm great. I see a lot of people dressed in black in the background. It means that the morning is still ongoing. Where are you speaking to us from? Is it Ejisu or in Kumasi?
So I'm speaking to you from the Ejisu constituency office of the New Party. So people are in black because they are mourning their late member of parliament, who was also the Citi finance minister, and all the candidates or the prospective aspirants who are coming here to file their nominations are also in black, and they are also in mourning. And the executives who are there to see them and then go through the process with them are also in black because all of them are still mourning the late member of parliament for the constituency. But it has been a political day or a day of political activity here at the constituency office of the MP here in
I see. So talk to us about the process so far since the death of John Kuma. After the 1-week celebration, was it even before the 1-week celebration that we saw people coming up and expressing interest, or at least they waited after that before? And talk to us about the persons who are contesting.
So even with the before the 1-week celebration, we had a lot of people showing interest. So they had not made their intentions official or in public for people to know what they were intending to do. But we had to find information that these persons were expressing interest. Even some of the party boys were with John Kuma during his campaign and during his rounds in the constituency were also showing interest. Some posters have popped up of them trying or seeking who replacing is there. And later, a number of them, including the constituency camp, included that decision to contest.
Hafiz, I would have to suspend this conversation. We'll come back to you. There's a challenge with the audio. We'll work on that and come back. That's Hafiz Tijani. He's our correspondent in the Ashanti regional capital, Kumasi. He was just trying to walk us through the situations. I mean, it's surprising though, isn't it? I mean, it's not unexpected that people will be so many interested in a seat, but when I saw the information that 9 people have picked up forms, I'm like, wow, that's a lot.
Initially, the intention was 12. 12 people had already initially declared intention to run for this particular seat for the by-election until the party persuaded on some of them to, rescind their decision. It's likely the party may continue to persuade more of them to also step aside for others to contest. But when you speak to people on the ground, the name majority of them are calling is Kwesi Nyantakyi. Whether he will be the person who the party or the delegates there may want him to represent the party or others who may also come in, that is left for the delegates to also decide. But then again, his nomination has really brought a lot of debates among political circles. People have wondered that. So all along that he was the president of the Ghana Football Association, was he a member of the New Patriotic Party, or it was just recently that he wants to take advantage of his current predicament to, ride on the back of the NPP to become the NPP's parliamentary candidate for the Ejisu constituency, or he was harboring this ambition all this while, even before John Kuma was alive, to come and run on the ticket of the party. So a lot of questions have come out. Yesterday on Eyewitness News, you spoke to anti-graft man, Azim, who said that if Nyantakyi has conscience enough, he should not, contest this particular election because of what is already happening within the circle, as far as the famous number 12 documentary was concerned, done by Anas, brought Nyantakyi down and Ghana football in general. And people have argued that the current predicament we are going to, as far as Ghana football is concerned, was as a result of number 12. And so if there's anybody to blame for the recent performance of Ghana football, and especially the Black Star, Anas and his people should be blamed. But they have come out to, defend themselves and said that they were just doing their job. Now, we spoke to the Ashanti Regional Secretary of the NPP, who is also a lawyer, who said that indeed the party cannot do anything as far as Nyantakyi's nomination is concerned. It is left with the court to pronounce. Now, if the court makes a pronouncement on him, which the matter is still in court, then the party can take a decision. But until then, they can't really stop Nyantakyi from contesting this particular contest because he's a member of the NPP. He has nurtured the constituency. He's a party person. He's a card-bearing member of the party. Has paid his dues and everything. And so if he wants to run on the ticket of the party really can't stop him. The only institution that can stop Nyantakyi from running the Ejisu election is the court, because he has a matter in court. Until then, the party can't do anything about it. So
Nyantakyi himself has said that, of course, the credit for our success in football has been to his name.
Yeah.
And that the poor performance we're witnessing now is as a result of his exit. And he says that if you plot the graph, you'd see that since he left, things have not been going well.
And a lot of people will agree, a lot of pundits will agree with you on this particular matter, because under his tenure, we saw the success in Ghana football. Those who support him will say that first time Ghana qualified for the World Cup in 2006, he was then president of the GFA. In 2010, Ghana was able to do so until his issue came up. Ghana football hasn't been the same. And if you are someone who follows the Black Star well and you follow football in Ghana, you will agree that indeed those making those arguments really have a point. That when Nyantakyi was the president of the Ghana Football Association, at a point he was one of the vice presidents for CAF. And I think he was president for the Wafu area also. And so many people have said that he was an individual who was really rising and was rising with Ghana football until this incident.
Until the bearded man came to finish him.
Until something came up. And so people have said that, he really did well for Ghana football. But Keto Kreku is also doing his best. Many people have really criticized him, a lot of them. Let's see how it goes. We are talking politics, you're not talking football here.
I know, I just realized. But again, there's a quick connection there. We'll come back and talk more about Ejisu, hopefully on a better line to Hafiz Tijani, who is our correspondent. We also have Musa Dankwa in studio. Musa Dankwa is a pollster with Global Info Analytics, and he has done some work on the national elections. We'll talk about that when we come back. Please stay.
Your health is in your hands, but at some point, it passes on to us. At Mintuba Hospital and Coloproctology Center, we believe that quality healthcare isn't a privilege, it's a right. Equipped with cutting-edge technology, we are fully prepared to effectively deal with all colorectal and proctological conditions. Our team of highly skilled doctors, surgeons, and nurses are renowned for their expertise in minimally invasive and painless laser, ligature, and longoproctological surgery. We are committed to providing a wide range of services to meet the diverse needs of our patients. Mintuba Hospital, your health is our priority. Visit Mintuba Hospital today or call us at 0244 581 541 or 0271 054 204. Mintuba Hospital, in to serve a peculiar health need.
You're welcome back. This is a Citiuation Room on Citi TV. Umaru Sandamadu here with Sami. We're talking about the Ejisu constituency. Musa Danko will be joining us in a bit. But let me go back to Ejisu and speak to Hafiz. Jani Hafiz, I hope you can hear me now. You are walking us through the key issues even before the one-week commemoration of the death of John Kuma and the persons who were expressing interest before we lost you.
So even the party boys who were embedded in John Kuma's campaign before he even contested in that election to unseat the former member of parliament for the area, they also expressed interest to contest this election. But because the leadership of the party intervened, a number of them rescinded their deed. Although their protests were out for it and there was nothing they could do. But the party thought that it would still talk to more people to step aside so that the numbers can be trimmed down to get few people contesting to maintain the unity in the party. So that was the point the original chairman for the party, chairman, they emphasized when he opened the nomination for.
Interesting. So now talk to us about when the nominations were opened. Who and who showed up? Were they persons who in the past tried to contest John Kuma? In fact, was John Kuma even contested in the primaries of the party? These people who have come, are they new people? Are they people who are known in the constituency? What kind of personalities are these 9 people?
So some of them are executives of the party. So we are talking about the second vice chairman, constituency chairman of the party. He has come to take this nomination and he is just entered into the party's office right now concurrently to file his nomination. He was very close with the state member of parliament. And then we have one, Abena Amua, he contested with the former member of parliament for the area, in the primary, and then contested with John Kuma in the primary, not this current primary, because John Kuma went on opposed in this year's primary for the party. This is a fifth time he's contesting. We have the presiding member for the Ejisu Municipal Assembly. He has come into contest with a new person. We have the wife of Aboya GP. He has also come forward to contest. We have the former CFA president. He has also come to contest. We have a former assembly member for Onye electoral area. He has also come to contest. We have also Mamia Abwadi. He has also come to contest. And Mamia Abwadi contested in the Ayawasu West Wagon by-election. And she here in the Ejisu constituency also to contest. And she was very close also with John Kuma. You could see her in party activities within the constituency, supporting John Kuma, going to project sites, inspection of roads, and other infrastructure projects with John Kuma. And he says that because of her closeness with John Kuma and the kind of initiative and vision John Kuma had for the constituency, he's the best person to continue with this vision John Kuma has left. And that is the message that is running through all the prospective aspirants. Dr. Ivan Zia, he is a very close friend of John Kuma, and he is also saying that he's the best person to, in fact, get the constituency together with the initiative or the legacy of the former member of parliament in terms of the youth empowerment and the kind of infrastructure projects he was pursuing in the constituency. He is the right person to continue. And so far, 7 of them out of the 9 people have come to file their nomination today. The party will be closing the nomination. So 7 people so far have come. So we have 4 females in the contest and 5 males in that list of persons who are contesting or seeking to contest for the primary in order to replace the late member of parliament. So all eyes is on the former GFA president who is yet to come to file his nomination, but others have come to file. 7 of them have come to file the nomination, and we are waiting for the rest of the 2 people to come, including Mr. Nyan.
Sami here, just a quick one. The former member of parliament for the area and the former deputy roads minister, there are reports that he also had an interest in, staging a comeback. You've seen him around, you've seen his people, or any information as to whether he will file his nomination?
Well, we were told that he is going to come back to contest the seat, the Ejisu seat, but not on the ticket of the New Patriotic Party. So the information we have, unconfirmed though, that he is going to run as an independent candidate. But officially, he has not come out to say whether he was going to contest. Some months ago, there were videos of him endorsing the founder and leader of Movement for Change, Alan Shamantin, and a lot of people thought that he was going to join the fray of people who were opting or endorsing Alan Shamantin, that he was going to contest on the ticket of the Movement for Change. But we are also hearing information that he is going to contest as an independent candidate, although we don't have the information coming from him, confirmed information coming from him that he's going to contest as an independent candidate. But we are told that he's not contesting on the seat or on the ticket of the New Patriotic Party. And so far, the people who have come to file their or pick up the forms and filing their nomination, his name has not come out.
All right, Hafiz, thank you very much. Hafiz Tijani is our correspondent in the Ashanti region, giving us an update on the Ejisu constituency. So far, 9 people have filed their nomination to contest the party's primary slated for the 13th of April. And also waiting for the Electoral Commission to officially declare a date or announce a date for the by-election, even though Parliament is yet to officially inform them about this particular decision. Perhaps when Parliament resumes sitting somewhere later this month or end of this month, these official announcements will be made, and then an official date will be announced by the Electoral Commission for the by-election to take place in the Ejisu constituency.
Yes, let's take a break and come back. When we come back, we're going to introduce Musa Dankwa in studio to talk to us about the latest poll that he conducted. Stay with us.
Citi TV is live on DSTV. Find us on channel 363. On GoTV, we're on channel 117. And on HD Plus, get us on channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search, but take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Citi TV. Citi TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box like the Go TV and HD Plus boxes. Citi TV, it's your world.
And it's a goal! Is it? VAR? Goal disallowed? Unbelievable. From the tension in the dugout to the sweat on the field, it all comes together in the studio on Friday night.
Swag cannot tell me they are happy with the state of football in this country.
Our football is really on the floor, and things must change.
The moment you take off from Ghana, you don't pay for anything.
The running of our football here in the country is not in the right direction. The sports minister needs to stand firm and show that he is in charge.
Whether it's boxing, athletics, or football, Sports Panorama has you covered. From the prayer of the rabbi,
Jehovah Zebaoth.
Let's get cracking.
Walake Ghana mo mfefe klalo. Bia mo, bia tuata mo, bia sana botwe. Ni ole ojo wo fefe. Ona ke hinso ye bie. Ni bodenche. Okay. Bodenche obiyo. No sale. To the
sound of Donkomi. The most riveting sports show on the airwaves will have you at rapt attention, entertained, and in bouts of laughter from start to finish.
Who's your best Arsenal deadline day signing?
I'm going to go with Mesut Ozil, right? Because I remember when we signed him, the response from the fans.
Sports Panorama is on 97.3 Citi FM from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. every Friday.
You're welcome back. This is the Citiuation Room on Citi TV. I am Omar Sandamado. I'm here with Sami Wiafi, and we've also just dragged in Musa Dankwa. He's a resident pollster, and also he has his own organization that does polling in the country called Global Info Analytics. Musa, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well.
How is the Ramadan treating you?
Alhamdulillah, we are surviving.
So far, so good.
So far, so good, yes.
Nice, nice. What work have you been doing?
We've been working on the first quarter national tracking poll, which started on the 22nd March and ended 31st March. And we are serializing it in two phases. The part one, about the governance issue, will be released on this program live here. And then the part two, which is the political one, the elections, that will come out on Monday.
Oh, okay. So you've done a two-part poll.
Yes.
You're releasing the first one today.
Yeah.
We should expect the next one Monday.
Monday.
Today is focusing on governance.
Governance.
Monday is politics.
Politics, yes.
Okay. So talk to us about what you've done.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So governance and performance is what we are doing this morning or this afternoon. I'm not going to go to the executive summary. Just go to the chart. Methodology is there for people to read.
So methodology, I think the thing that will matter is how many people did you interview?
Yes,
total?
we interviewed 6,128
people.
People.
For people who are not familiar with research or who have difficulty appreciating research, why should 6,000 be representative of 34 million people?
Because with 6,000 and having 18.5 million voters in the country, the results will give you 99% confidence.
99?
Yes, and a margin of error of plus or minus 1.66%.
Wow.
So it means if the numbers are wrong, they will be out by 1.6, not by huge margin.
So this is because the sampling was purposive?
What was random.
Okay, it was random?
Was random.
But you had a target?
We had a target rate of 6,128. And also, just like a soup, you see, when you have prepared a soup, you've stirred it well. To know how the entire soup tastes, You don't need to drink the entire soup.
Just small spoonful.
Just a spoon from that, and that taste is what the rest of the soup is like.
You're a big man. Please continue with your work.
So the sampling of the 6,128 was shared in this proportion. Accra got 20% of the sample, Ashanti got 18%, Eastern got 10%, Central got 9%, Western 7%, North 6%.
So it diminishes in order, and this is significant in terms of the population of the regions?
The voting population.
Of the regions?
Not that, it's the voting population of that region, or what we call the registered voters in that region.
Okay.
Yeah, here we are showing how many male and female we interviewed in each constituency. So if you want to repeat the survey, you can go there with the same sample allocation and repeat it, because we want to be transparent with our work. We've also given you the party affiliations of people we spoke to. It's very important. Sometimes look at how they are voting and look at the party affiliation. It makes sense sometimes by doing that. Okay? Demography. The sample, 54% were male, 46% were female, and the other gender, very tiny percentage. The age group, 18 to 35 years, almost what? 47% of the sample. 36 to 45, 32%, 46 to 55, 15%, 56 to 65, 5%, and 1% for those who are older.
There are more new voters than
younger voters.
Younger voters.
Younger voters.
And maybe first-time voters too.
Yes, we'll see. Then if you look at the educational level of voters, junior high, 17%. No education, 18%. Tertiary, 26%. And then you have 38% senior high. I think it's not showing from the chart. Employment. Self-employed, 45%. Students, 15%. Private companies, employees, 14%. Unemployed, 12%. Casual labor or workers, 12%. Government employees, 11%. And those who did not respond to the question, 7%. Those who do other work, 4%. And retired or retirees, 12%. And then religion. Christians, 70%. Muslims, 20%. No religion, 5%. Traditional religion, 3%. Others, 2%. And then the Christian denominations. Pentecostal, dominant, 20%. Charismatics, 17%. Presbyterian, 17%. Catholic, 15%. Methodist, 14%. Others, 8%. Anglican, 6%. SDA, 3%. And Jehovah's Witness, 1%. The Islamic sect, you have the Sunnis, 59%, the Ahmadi, 16%, Tijani, 12%, others, 7%, and the Shia, 6%. And then the ethnic groups, Akant, 46%, the other ethnic group put together, 13%, the Evers, 11%, Ganadangbe, 11%, Moli Dagbani, 10%, the Guans, 6%, the Grushi, 2%, the Gruma, 1%, and the Mande, 1%. Party affiliation. Now, January, NPP was 34%. April, down 30%. NDC was 34%. January, still 34%.
Explain that.
The people we spoke to in the field, they self-identify themselves as NPP sympathizers or NDC.
In January?
Yes, in January. And then in January, there were more NPP
than NDC.
Now, NPP has dropped 30%. NDC remains at 34%. Floating voters were 19%, now 18%. Those who said other parties, 3% remain the same, and those who said they are not disclosing their party affiliation to us, they have come from NPP and gone there.
I see. Okay.
Now, if you look at party affiliation, first-time voters, those who said this is the first time they are voting, 22% said they were NPP, 25% were NDC, floating 26%. Other parties, I think it's about 3% or so, and not disclosing 23%. So you can see that more of them identify themselves as floating voters, and that is a good thing aren't happening now because they're not.
So there's a floating one that can go to any side.
It means they can vote anywhere in the election.
They decide for us.
They decide for us. And then when it comes to the older voters, 31% were NPP, 33% were NDC, floating about, I think, 18%, 2% other parties, and 17% did not disclose. So again, NDC is outnumbering NPP in people who are openly identify themselves as NPP and NDC. Now, this is the tracking 90-day moving average for party affiliation. Every 90 days, we work out the numbers and find the average. Now, when you look at the average, NPP has been on the rise, stable at 33%, went up around October last year and began to dip.
30.
It's now at 30% on 30-day moving average. NDC started from 34%, they declined 31, 31, and the remaining of almost 93 consecutive polling period. They went up 34 and they've stayed at 34%. And you see the floating voters.
They've dropped.
Yeah, and those who are saying that undisclosed went low, now up again. It moves in the opposite direction with MPP numbers. When MPP goes down,
they go up.
Those who don't disclose go up.
Because incumbents usually would not disclose.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I don't want to do the regional distribution. I think that there. Just let's go straight to some of the key. Okay, these are very, very important points. MPP voters generally, 23% of them are in the Ashanti region. If you gather all MPP voters in Ghana here, you'll find 20% of them in Ashanti region.
The largest majority.
Yes, the Ashanti region. 18% are in Greater Accra. 15% are in Eastern region. 12% in Central region. So these are crucial regions for the MPP.
Ashanti, Greater Accra, Eastern,
Central
and
and Eastern.
Okay.
Very, very crucial for them.
Okay.
When you go to NDC, most of them are in Greater Accra, 26%. Really? Central region, 11% next. Ashanti, 10%. Northern region, 9%. Voter, 10%.
So voters vote for NDC as many as the ones in Ashanti?
Yes.
Interesting. It means that NDC's performance in Ashanti
is crucial for them.
As well as the Greater Accra region.
Yeah, in Greater Accra.
See.
But we shall go back. If the voter region is perceived to be the stronghold of the party, and with this figure from the voter region, isn't it a worry to the NDC in any way?
No, it shows you, it's based on the population of the
It's the population of the region.
Okay.
Of the region.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, floating voters, most of them now in Greater Accra, 22%. Followed by what? Ashanti region. No, I think it is Western region, 14%. Ashanti region, 13%.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. And then you have Eastern region, 10%.
Floating.
And remember, party affiliation is not like your tribe. You can leave the party and join another group. So it's a fluid number. And then for those from smaller parties, most come from Bono East, 18% of them. And then you have voter region has 17%, Western 17%, and Ashanti 10%. Those who support other smaller parties. And then those who are not disclosing their party affiliation, they won't tell us. Most of them, Ashanti region, 28%.
Okay.
That's why we're saying that they have a strong correlation with the Ashanti MPP, or in the MPP in general. And then you have 16% of them are Greater Accra. And remember, Accra and Greater Accra contribute the bulk of MPP's base. So these are linked in terms of the MPP party affiliation. So how they behave is very important. Now let's look at the government.
So you said the foundation. Now we know the people you spoke to and their mindset. So the first question to them is:
do you believe the country is headed in the right direction or wrong direction?
Okay.
65% of them, April, said wrong direction.
In April?
Yes.
In April. Okay.
Compared to 25% who said right direction. No opinion, 10%. The wrong direction has declined from 68 in January to 65 now, so down 3%. And those who said right direction has gone up from 22 to 25. So there's a bit of
there's an improvement.
Improvement, yes, in how people see
in the direction of the country. Okay.
Now, this is how it looks in the regions. Ahafo, wrong direction, 69%. Ashanti, 58% wrong direction. Bono, 62, wrong direction. Bono East, 57, wrong direction. Central region, 49% wrong direction. And then you have 59 for Eastern region, wrong direction. Greater Accra, 79, wrong direction. Northeast, 62% wrong direction. And then Northern region, 66. OT, 62. Savannah, 64. Upper East, 53. And then you have Upper West, 61. Volta, 82. Western, 76. Western North, 64. This is...
So not a single region has said that the country is moving in the right direction? No. Okay. Except that in Central region, it looked a bit
lower.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's look at the other headlines.
Let's quickly look at the job approval of the president. In January, it was 63% wrong disapproval. Now it is 62, down 1%. So the disapproval has gone down by 1%. And approval remains flat at 32%. Look at it. It's been this average for almost over a year.
So his approval rating, you can say fairly, is at 32%.
30%, yes.
Disapproval is reducing, but his approval ratings are not that much.
Yes. The disapproval reduced because those who said they didn't have opinion went up by the same 1%.
So they could just be hiding there?
Yeah, they are not sure yet, so they come to no opinion. Now, if you look at the party affiliation of people who said approve or disapprove, 68% of NPP supporters approve of his performance.
Okay. Okay.
28 disapprove. NDC 11 approve. 86 disapproval. Floating voters 21 approve. 72 disapprove. Other parties 22 approve. 67 disapprove. And those who did not disclose the party affiliation 23 approve and 64 disapprove.
So NDC should be worried that 11% of their people think the president's
No, you can't have the whole voters against the president. There must be something that...
I know, but I'm just saying that 11% for an opposition party that wants to prevent the breaking of the...
No, I mean, this is normal. Okay. This is normal. Okay. Look at, there are also 28% of MPP.
That is not as big a problem as for the NDC as this one.
Now, if you look at the regions, everywhere says disapproval except Bono is 47% and Eastern region,
OT?
which is 48%.
Yeah, okay, and then OT is also high up there.
Yeah, everybody else disapproval outnumber the approval. Then the performance of the government. Do you believe the government has performed?
So government different from president?
The yes.
Okay.
Yes. 52% said very poor or poorly. 13% said average. Very good or good, 29%. Excellent, 6%. So overwhelmingly, voters think the government has not performed.
I want to see something. If you put a red, is the red, okay. Is the gray area and the green the same?
The gray is the average.
Yeah.
This one didn't show from, I think, from the
So they are all
version.
positive. So the gray is positive, the green is positive.
So green, and yes, positive. If you add everything together.
So it's maybe 48, 52.
48, yes.
Okay.
Yes. And the standard of living, which is a key driver of people's voting intention. Do you believe that your standard of living has improved in the last 12 months? Improved. It was 20 in January, dropped to 19%. Worsened. It was 54%, dropped to 51%. It's a good direction. And then unchanged has moved from 22% to 24%. And no opinion from 4 to 6%. This has to improve much, must drop, and this has to go up for people to have a feel that this government is doing well.
Doing well.
Yes.
Okay.
And this is the breakdown per region. You can see the regions that are saying that it's improved. If you look at it, OT is 30%, that's and then Western North 33%. They are the region with the highest number of improvement. The rest are quite dim in terms of their view of their own standard of living. And then when we ask them whether they hope it will improve in the next 12 months, those who said yes has gone up from 32% to 35%. No has declined from 23 to 19%. So people are getting a bit more optimistic. And then not sure remains almost flat. 45 last time, now 46%. Corruption. Is it improving or is it getting worse?
The fight or the state of it?
Itself, the perception of it.
Okay.
Is it getting worse? Getting worse is 52%. Improving is 19%. Stay the same, 24%. It's been high. Look at high
It's
of
gone down.
58 and gone down to 52% in the last, since January last year.
So that's positive.
That is possible, but it's not dropping fast enough.
Okay.
And then we have confidence in the EC and the police service. We asked whether they have confidence in the EC, the police service in managing the elections in December. We're now tracking this data. In January, only 60% said they have confidence in the police.
The police.
Now it's gone to 64%. It's going up. No confidence has dropped from 32% to 28%. No opinion, flat. So improvement in the police perception
The trust.
of how trust is building up. Then you come to EC as well. The same question. Do you have confidence in the EC? Look, 54% was the confidence level last time. Now it's 59%. It's gone up.
More confidence.
More confidence. And then 38% were no confidence. It's now dropped to 32%. When EC tend to do things that are consensus building,
they get the ratings.
Get the ratings.
Okay.
When they are belligerent, they suffer.
It goes down.
And then the free senior high school. We asked voters whether they have benefited from the free education. Look, a whopping 67% said yes, they have.
So it's massive.
Massive.
Massive, okay.
No, 33%.
Okay.
And then we asked them whether it has brought financial relief to them. Here, it is 61% said yes, it has. 31 said no, and then 8 said they have no opinion.
Sure.
So a lot of work needs to be done to make people feel that. And I think when you see this number, it's because of the challenges we face in education.
Okay.
That's why people are saying this. But certainly, it has a massive impact. And then we asked them, do you believe the time has now come for it to be reviewed? Overwhelmingly, yes. 67% said they want it to be reviewed. 24% said no. 9% said they have no opinion whether it should be reviewed or not.
Musa, I think this is a good place to leave it. The president is watching, so let this one remain on the screen. He's the one who insists that he will not do the review. But let's leave it here. We need to wrap up the show. That was Musa Dankwa of Global Info Analytics. He's joined us to do some analysis on the governance side of things. On Monday, we'll do the politics side.
We can continue this.
Yeah, we can
next
continue.
Week and conclude this next week.
And then bring you what work he has done
in
in the findings on politics. Thank you so much. My name is Umaru Sandamadu. You heard Musa Dankwa of Global Info Analytics. My friend, what's your name?
Nene Pio.
Sami Wiafe.
My name is Sami Wiafe.
Thank you so much. We'll see you again next week, Thursday.